Hey guys, welcome to Sports Fan Network. I'm Andrew.
And I'm Travis.
Well, continuing our previews for the wild card round, the NFL playoffs, we go to the last game in our series with the Panthers facing off against the Saints in an NFC South showdown between two very good teams. Let's start off with the Saints here. They won their division. They're the home team in this matchup. What are the keys for them in this game?
Well, this is the third time they're going to be matching up versus the Panthers this season. They got the home field advantage, and one of the keys for them going into this game is to get their rushing game going. This rushing game, they've become a rushing team first, featuring Alvin Kamara and Mark Ingram. They've been a great two-headed beast in the backfield, and that's what they really need to get going because that's what got them here in the playoffs. I think that they need, stay committed to the run game, even if they fall behind, because their run game is just very good. I think they also need to continue to feature Alvin Kamara, who is just an electric player. Anytime he gets the ball in his hands, he can break it loose for a big play. He's a great receiving threat, and I think they need to continue to use him like they used like Darren Sproles when they won the Super Bowl. He's just a very electric player. But also a key is I think they need to keep Brees in a rhythm. I think at times Drew Brees this year, because he's not used to being in such a run-first offense, I just feel like at times, they run the ball, run the ball, run the ball, and it kind of gets Drew Brees out of a rhythm. I think they need to do a good job of keeping it balanced, making sure Drew Brees, he's a Pro Bowl quarterback, a future Hall of Fame quarterback. I think you also need to remember if the running game's not working, you have this great quarterback who could beat most teams through the air. So they need to keep Drew Brees in a rhythm in this game.
Yeah, I agree. Their offense has been explosive once again this season, but kind of in a different way. Like you said, their running game has been featured more predominantly. If they can keep Drew Brees, I mean, he's such a great quarterback, an all-timer for sure. If they can allow him to kind of pick the Panthers defense apart in this game with combined with that running game, that'll go a long way in keeping the Saints ahead in this advantage here. But going on to the Saints defense, they're much improved this season after being really historically bad over the past few seasons. I mean, just really bad defenses. But they've kind of established that defensive identity that Sean Payton wanted when they won the Super Bowl back in 2009. And so the key for them in this game, it all revolves around Cam Newton, keeping him in the pocket, making him beat them through the air because Cam Newton's not a very accurate passer. They don't really have many weapons on the outside for the Panthers in this one. So if they can keep Cam Newton contained inside the pocket and limit his rushing attempts where he's really scrambling outside the pocket and getting, just really easy chunk yards off of passing plays, that'll go a long way because Cam Newton's just not a very consistent passer, and he's shown that all season long.
Yeah, then switching to the Panthers offense, speaking of his accuracy problems, that's a key for the Panthers. They're going to win is Cam Newton needs to make accurate throws. You look at the last game of the regular season, he just looked awful. He looked out of sync with his star tight end, Greg Olsen. I mean, this Cam Newton, he's always had, accuracy problems in the past. This is playoff football. You can't be overthrowing your guys by 10 yards and leading to interceptions. Cam Newton needs to be disciplined. He needs to make smart throws. He needs to make good throws. But moving to defense for the Panthers, this is the reason why the Panthers have been so good is they have such a great defense. They got a really tall task going against the Saints offense. This defense needs to find a way how to slow down the Saints offense. Like we said, Alvin Kamara and Mark Ingram have been running through everybody all year. They need to slow down the run. But if they slow down the run, they got to go up against Drew Brees and his passing attack. So, they're going to have to find a way to limit the offense. Maybe bend, not break. Keep them out of the end zone, hold them to field goals. That's going to be a way for them to slow down the Saints offense.
Yeah, it's easier said than done, but they really need to make the Saints one-dimensional in this game by shutting down the run first. And I know Drew Brees is a great Hall of Fame quarterback, but he is getting up there in age, and he hasn't had quite as good a year as previous seasons. So if they can make the Saints one-dimensional and make Drew Brees have to be that old, all-timer Drew Brees in this game to beat them, then so be it. I mean, there's so many weapons for the Saints offense, though. They need to eliminate something. I think eliminate the run game first will be a huge key for them going forward. And sticking to Cam Newton, he needs to be Cam Newton in this game, which I mean, he needs to scramble, he needs to run, he needs to be physical in the running game as well. Because I mean, his passing has been very erratic this season. But if he can be dominant in the running game like he has been all season long, I mean, he's led them in the rushing game in multiple games this season. If he can do that, that'll go a long way for this Panthers offense because they really struggle to generate consistent offense in many other ways besides Cam Newton just absolutely just plowing over people in the running game. So Cam Newton needs to be flashy Cam, Superman, whatever you want to name him. He needs to be the old school Cam Newton that we know and love that when he was the MVP in 2015.
Yeah, so overall, though, who do you think is going to win this game?
I feel like the Carolina Panthers can come in with the upside here because their defense, like you said, they've been so good all season long. Luke Kuechly and Thomas Davis in the linebacking core. Julius Peppers having a resurgent season with 11.5 sacks. Their secondary has been a lot better than I think a lot of people expected this season as well. I think their defense can do just enough to slow down the Saints' offense. And Cam Newton, while he's been very inconsistent week to week, he had a very bad week last week. I think he can bounce back. I mean, he's kind of shown that this season where he'll have a bad week and then he'll bounce back with a great week the next week. And it's really tough for the team to beat the same team 3 times in the season. The Saints have beat the Carolina Panthers twice. It'll be tough for them to beat them a third time. So I'm going to go with the Panthers in this one.
Yeah, and I'm going to have to go with the Saints on this. I think they're to sweep the Carolina Panthers. Through the first 2 games, the Saints have really won pretty single-handedly against the Panthers. Like you said, it is very hard to beat one team 3 times in 1 year. But I think the Saints get it done. Alvin Kamara, he's just such a great playmaker. I think he's going to have a great game. Drew Brees, I think he's going to have a very big game too. I think the Saints, defense is a lot improved than last year. I think they're going to give Cam Newton and this offense some trouble, in the past. Oh, my
Well, that's our thoughts on the matchup between the Saints and the Panthers. Let us know in the comment section below whether you agree with us or disagree with us. We lost Travis here. He has some connection issues with the internet. But thanks, guys, for watching. Make sure to leave a like and subscribe below. And let's look forward to a great matchup between the Panthers and the Saints.